Don't you see the link? I say, why you can connect with me?
No, you tell them, send you better hire. A jailer to say they swear you with a whole pin business.
The browser you're currently using is.
You pin how you were done? In fact, I promise that you were pin the hall the very year, and that's the same quality pin that you were you. People, whenever you want to pin your house, so make a low jailer new money so it can't fail. Use a same quality pin. Same quality pin can in all color, even more than some rainbow. You can get Zeze quality pin as a pin the rail and main road, Police Academy Junction. You open from Monday to Saturday, from 8 in the morning to 5 in the evening. Or you can call 0770-496-273 and 0770-496-274. Those are I tell you, when you think Zeze, think quality.
As Hamley Enterprises Limited, located at the Police Academy Junction, is a shipping agency ready to handle your goods from China to Liberia. We handle all from our warehouses in China. No need to stress yourself. We take care of your goods, and you can pick them up from our offices at the Police Academy Junction. We also sell solar products and can order solar grade of all sizes for you, and installations are guaranteed by our technicians. We also do professional t-shirt printing for all occasions. Contact us on telephone number 0880-340-117 or 0775-374-480 or our WhatsApp number 678-386-2499. It's Hamley Enterprises Limited, your shipping agency, ready to serve you.
Baby from Dubai, we go Congo. Inside my condo, we go dance to Suazanto.
Traveling to Liberia and want a shuttle service that is convenient, comfortable, and reliable? The name is LIB Executive Shuttle. LIB Executive Shuttle takes away the burden of commuting from the RRA and other parts of Liberia, as our fully air-conditioned vans with free Wi-Fi service perform the magic. Our services include luxury private and shared ride options, scheduled airport services, business or corporate travels, daily hired in and around Monrovia, including Kakata, Banga, Ganta, Buchanan, Freetown, etc. Our excursion packages include field trips to Sunset Beach, Patawi Waterfall, Wuka Farms, amongst a host of others. For more information, contact us on our USA numbers 001-301-750-1336 or our Liberian numbers on 0770-072-614. Better still, 0555-002-615, or check our website on www.libexecutiveshuttles.com. LIB Executive Shuttle, let us do the driving for you.
We all know the headache we go through sending money to our loved ones, friends, and family in Liberia. High fees, long lines in banks, the usual complaint of the system being down, such a waste of time and energy. That is why I was very happy when I learned that SendWave is now in Liberia. So now I can send money anytime from anywhere directly from my smartphone to the MTN Lone Star Cell mobile money account of a loved one, friend, or family within seconds for just a tiny fee. So download SendWave now to your phone from your Apple Store or Google Play Store. Add your details, and don't worry, they are very safe and secure. And start sending money today. Don't forget to insert the promo code COSTA to get free $5 credit added to your first transfer. SendWave is secure, super fast, and by far the most affordable way to send money to Liberia. I'm Henry P. Costa and a very happy customer. Thank you.
All right. Good morning. Welcome, folks. Good afternoon. Good morning. Welcome to the program. Today is the 14th day of December 2007, and I wanted to take us back to election, Boga.
To the 27th.
So we can undo the mistake we made. Well, that Ellie made, because we didn't make a mistake. We didn't vote with the Boga. Anyway, folks. Good morning. If you're in Liberia, 7:30 a.m. there, it's 2:30 a.m. here, and we're very glad to be here. Good morning to you, Boga. What's up? What's going on?
Yeah, good morning, and good morning to our many listeners home and abroad. It's a very wet day here in Liberia this morning. We will cover a heavy downpour of rain this morning, so the entire street is wet. But it's good to be here. A lot of trending issues that we need to look at this morning again. So fasten your seatbelt, sit and listen. Follow us from wherever you are, because we'll be bringing everything to you as it is unfolding.
Precisely. They say we've got some updates from the Capitol building regarding the ArcelorMittal extension deal. I'm told it's well on course. The lawmakers. Boga, when was the last time our legislature ever did anything right? Ever voted for something or voted against something that was not good for the country? Do you remember?
Never.
No.
They always going for the cash. Once the company pump in a cash to them.
And do you know who's responsible for that all the time? One person is responsible.
The president.
Thank you. The president is the one who always arranges the bribe for the legislators.
Mm-hmm.
We all know ArcelorMittal's track record. They bribe people. In 2006, was it 6 or when? When they gave the 100 pickups?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do. It is with a heavy heart that I inform you that in a day or two, the lawmakers are going to ratify the ArcelorMittal agreement. Yes, Walker. They're going to give our rail and our port to ArcelorMittal for 25 years. Okay.
But Costa, history
And
was
a few years from now, we're going to be complaining about this. Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that history will set us free because we make the noise, letting them know that this deal is now good.
Sadly, nobody cares about history in Liberia, boy. To be honest with you, we've done a lot of good things, but people really don't care about history. And people care about the now, the year and now. People don't care about the future. They don't care about the past. Sadly, that's the reality of our country. So a few years from now, when the deal is affecting us, and we will be complaining. Some of the lawmakers today will be former representatives.
Yeah.
They too will be complaining. Like we had that son of my swine, Edwin Snow, that ugly idiot, Edwin Snow, complaining the last time about his role in the what? In the APN Terminus deal.
Yeah.
He went on radio and said people should, why did you forgive him, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. We will have that tomorrow. We will have lawmakers tomorrow who will be saying, oh, we are sorry, oh, we made a mistake. No, they're not making a mistake. These idiots are being bribed. We're told each of them is receiving $50,000 US. One guy.
Look at that.
And most of them are your own lawmakers from the opposition. Those of you who support the opposition.
Absolutely.
They're CPP folks. They're taking bribes to ratify an agreement that gives away our national assets. Because George Weah sent them the deal, and he arranged the bribe money from ArcelorMittal.
For 25 years.
For 25 years, each lawmaker is eating 50,000. So let's do the math, Walker. Let's do the math. 50,000 divided by 25 years. I want to know how much they're getting for each year. 50 grand divided by 25. That's what they're getting. Yes. Okay. $2,000 a year. The lawmakers are giving away this thing for $2,000 a year. That's what they get.
And Costa, few months from now, because I can say we are in 2022. Just a year from now, some of them will not be at the position they are in now, and they will be feeling the pinch that the ordinary Liberian will be feeling that they put us in today, because they are there now.
They don't care why.
Receiving the money and forgetting to know that they are putting us in 25-year predicament. 25 years.
Like they put us in the APM Terminus deal.
Sure.
The point about it, the company has not lived up to the things that they were supposed to live up to. This company was supposed to have 25% of its top management as Liberian citizens. They don't have that. APM Terminus is the same thing too. They're supposed to have a number of their key management positions, top management positions given to Liberians. It's not the case. You've got people from Togo, from Benin, who are holding those positions. Our government never pushes for our interest. What kind of country is this? Our government never pushes for our interest. We never do. Your lawmakers, each of them is receiving $50,000 US to ratify the deal. On Thursday, we will have Representative Francis S. Yumaling. He's from Lofa. He's a strong man. He's a good man. He'll be our guest on the show Thursday, 8 a.m. He told me yesterday, he said, Costa, if this deal passes, it's like placing Liberia under trusteeship, taking our assets and giving it away to these people. Our national assets, these properties belong to us. The rail is ours. The port is ours. ArcelorMittal can still use it without controlling it. We're all having control over it. Even the American ambassador said, yeah, the deal may not be bad. They want to expand, except giving them your national assets. Our people don't care. Their minds are made up.
Yeah.
We is receiving $6 million, folks. That's what we gets. $6 million United States dollars. The government gets about $55 to $60 million. That's the official signature fee the government gets. But we get $6 million in bribe under the table. The lawmakers, $50,000 per person. 50 grand. You gave all your national assets for 25 years for 50 grand. Hey, Liberia, what did we do to deserve this? One Solomon Swan after the other, they do the same thing. Sometimes you wonder, what's the assurance that the next president will not do the same thing, Boakai? I ask myself this, in as much as I'm the biggest supporter of Joe Boakai, but I ask myself, this is how Liberia has been. This is why we are backward. This is why foreigners come and exploit our resources, and they're rich and we're poor. What guarantee is there that the next president will not do the same thing? What?
That's it.
I ask myself that. It just breaks my heart. What kind of country we just keep exploiting? We just keep exploiting, giving ourselves up for exploitation. Our people are poor and miserable and backward. We have nothing to show for all the resources that God has blessed us with. What kind of country are we? Fellow Liberians, we will talk. And as Baga said, history will remember us, but I don't agree with Baga because Liberians don't have a sense of history. They don't even have a sense of future. They only have a sense of yeah and now. Right now, what can we eat? What can we chop? 50 grand per senator, 50 grand per representative. Have you heard your lawmakers? Now, those of you who are from the opposition, how many of your opposition lawmakers you've heard talking about this deal? The deal is before them.
Yeah.
Right now. The hearings are taking place. The deal is before them. They're looking at it. They've already decided they're going to pass it. It's just a matter of time.
Just it. They just want to listen to the both sides from the audience. Once the noise comes on, people talk. Once it subsides,
they will pass it.
They go ahead and do what they want to do. That's all.
That's what they will do. And George Weah, who is supposed to love the country so much, he's the one who sent this bad deal. I mean, I'm not a fan of Ellen. I would never ever like Ellen. But when Julie Bryant did that deal and gave ArcelorMittal, at the time they were just Mittal Steel, the French company, Arcelor had not merged with them. Ellen took it back.
Yeah.
Ellen came to power in 2006. One of the first good things she did was that she brought a deal and she said, we cannot give you our port and we cannot give you our rail. These assets belong to the country. She took them back. ArcelorMittal waited until the idiot Weah came to power. They said, now is the time, the perfect opportunity. Mr. Weah signed the thing and sent it to the legislature. I wonder what Seditians are saying. I want to hear what Seditians have to say. Are you okay with it that Mr. Weah is giving our port? ArcelorMittal can always increase their production. They don't need to control the port and the rail to increase production of oil from 50 million tons to 30 million tons. They don't need to control the rail. They don't need to control the port. They can do those things without, or they can do that thing without controlling the rail and without controlling the port. But they won the port, they won the rail because they know very soon the Guineans are going to be exploiting iron ore, and they're going to be shipping the iron ore through Liberia by way of the rail and shipping it out of the country by way of the Buchanan port, and they're going to be paying us port use of fee and rail use of fee, and it's going to be many hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. And so ArcelorMittal says, we want this.
And they are going to get it.
They already have it. The deal is going to pass.
Yeah.
I cannot recall in all the 10 years that we've been doing this program, this advocacy, I cannot recall that there was ever a time when the legislators had a deal of such nature before them and we complained that it was bad, and they ever heeded our complaint.
No.
They don't care.
They don't care. And even the opposition lawmakers that we normally put our
There are
neck
no opposition lawmakers in the legislature, Bwakai.
Oh, Costa, we have CPP lawmakers
Opposition
there.
in name. Those Solomon swines are not opposition in practice. They are opposition in name. They all will take their money, $50,000, but hopefully a few of them will not take the money. But most of them will take the money, and they will give George Weah exactly what he wants. And ArcelorMittal will control our port and our rail for 50 years. Hey, poor guy.
And Costa, ArcelorMittal, for now, they are exporting. They ship leave Liberia twice every week. Every week.
With iron ore.
With iron ore, 2 times a week. So you should know how they are exploiting our resources. And 50 million tons a year, you calculate that by the rate of the price of gold on the world market. You should know how much.
What is it? A ton of iron ore right now, metric ton is about $105. Iron ore price is up. It's doing good. Yeah.
So
iron
50
went up.
15 million tons of iron ore a year. You should know how much is that. They are benefiting immensely from us. And now we want to give them another side of our real that they can be benefiting more again. Why can we, the Liberian people, benefit from that? Why should ArcelorMittal be benefiting from what we should be benefiting from? It's our role, it's our country, it's our...
Because we don't love our country.
LIB.
We don't love our country, Bwakai. We don't. Liberians are a very nasty set of people. We are wicked to ourselves. Wicked to ourselves. We're nasty. That's why we are so poor.
Very poor.
That's why we are the only country in the world that I know where the richest people who live in the country are foreigners.
That's why
Liberians cannot prosper at home. They have to go abroad to prosper.
Yeah.
Liberians have to go and work abroad. The only Liberians that do well are the Liberians who live in Europe or America or other countries. The ones that are home, you can't prosper. Except you work in the government, except you steal. That's what it is, Bucket. We're a very nasty set of people. We're wicked people. We call ourselves Christians and Muslims, but we are wicked and nasty set of people. We sell our country cheap for small money. Time and again, we sell our country. Piece by piece, we sell our country. We've developed other people's countries.
Yeah.
Yet we have nothing to show for it. There was a time after the First World War in 1918, the American industries were doing good, particularly the American automobile industry. But Great Britain at the time controlled the price of rubber on the world market, okay? And so America had to negotiate with Britain because former British colonists and at the time current British colonists were producing the rubber. So Great Britain controlled the price of rubber. And America didn't like it that they are told that the British were not letting them have access to affordable rubber because the British wanted to suppress American growth.
Huh.
So the Americans decided they had to find a solution. A businessman called Harvey S. Firestone went to the United States Congress and proposed that he was going to find land somewhere where they can grow their own rubber and have their own supply of rubber in order to ease or wean themselves off, W-E-A-N, wean, like the baby is, you're breastfeeding your baby, and the baby gets to a certain age and you want to stop breastfeeding. It's called wean, W-E-A-N, wean, to ease dependence. So they told James Firestone presented his proposal to the United States Congress. Congress approved it. The Firestone went around the place looking for land. He went to the Caribbean, and it was there that someone told him that, do you know of this country called Liberia? Firestone said, no, I don't know. So yeah, it's a former American kind of colony. It was a country founded by free American slaves. Go there. Firestone packed his bag, came to Liberia, met our folks, and they gave him 1 million. They gave him access to 1 million acres of land for what? 99 years at the price of $1 per acre. Oh yeah. And he started working. This was 1926. And Firestone started growing the rubber. And that's it. Firestone would go on several years later when the rubber was mature and ready to be tapped. They would go on to become the world's largest rubber plantation for a long time. For a long time. And Buckeye, we didn't have a port. And Firestone said, well, we're going to borrow you money to build a port. That's when we built the free port of Monrovia.
We will borrow you money.
Want to give us that money.
Yeah.
We were owing the British a lot of money. We had secured 2 major loans from the British. We had taken a loan way back, the 1912 loan and the 1870 loan. We had 2 major loans for the British. And Firestone offered us $5 million. And said, we're giving you this money, take it and pay off the British loans so that we now can control you. The British threatened us that we better not take that money from the Americans to pay them off because they wanted to continue to control us. That's what they wanted to do. And eventually, we took the money. Yeah. I believe of President Daniel E. Howard. We took the money from Firestone and we paid off the British. And now the Americans were in charge of our country. Waka, we are not a serious people. We have always never been a serious people. We are a good-for-nothing set of people with big mouths. All we do is we talk. We're useless people. We sell our resources for cheap. We've always done it, Buckeye. We've always done it. We couldn't pay the money back. So what did the Americans do? The Americans brought people from America. And they said, we're going to deploy them at all your major revenue generating points of entry or your major revenue generating places. They brought Americans. American accountants, American tax officials or officers, and they deployed them there. And the Liberian government was paying them. And they said, when we gave you to pay off Firestone, that loan, we will bring people here, they will collect the money and they will pay us back. Liberia was placed on a financial trusteeship or something like that. Control. Those people collected our revenue and paid themselves and heavily paid themselves too. And they said they were repaying the loan that we owe them. Did you know that, brother?
No.
There were American tax collectors in your country, my begin.
And they see Firestone today stay operating here after doing all of these things to us. They are still here.
In 1988 March, Firestone sold for $2.6 billion to the Japanese company called Bridgestone.
Yeah.
At the time, the GDP of your country was 1.2 billion. Firestone sold for more than twice, yes.
Our GDP.
200% your GDP. We're not a serious people, Boakai. If you read Liberian history, you think you are unimpressed and you are vexed about Liberia today, read our history. We've always been a useless bunch of people. You think you are here by accident as a backward country? You think you are here by accident that over 70% of your population is illiterate? It is not by accident. This is a carefully implemented strategic policy to keep the people backward, to keep them poor, to keep them miserable. This is where we are. The country people are in power today, the Congo people are in power, and nothing has changed. Liberia is still the same. It is not about country or Congo. Liberians are just a bunch of useless, good-for-nothing people who cannot think far. That is the truth of the matter, and I've got tons of evidence to back that up. We are American taxpayers, tax collectors, not taxpayers, but tax collectors in our country.
Costa, somebody may say this is all bordered around the people that we elect and the people that serve us at the national legislature, because once they go there, their mind changes.
No, you are wrong. Our problems are not from the legislature. Our problems are not from the legislature, brother. Our problems are from the presidency. Our problems are from the presidency.
No, that's
an idiot that will make president that decides to bribe the lawmakers, and the lawmakers don't have it within them to resist the bribe.
No, Costa, that's another argument, because if for Easter you and I were on the talk show here, and then you tell me, you say, "Oh, Bwaka, I know something that is not right." Normally, you tell me something I know that is not right, and you tell me, say, "Oh, let's make this happen." And I know it's not right for the other employees that are here. I should stand up to you and tell you, say, "Oh, Costa, this is not right. We shouldn't do it this way." But now you are saying, if the president come up with a bribe and give it to the lawmakers,
why?
Because they don't have.
Is from the presidency. The president is the one that sends the bad concessions, such as this one. Then the president negotiates the bribe and sends the bribe. Ellington did the same thing. 66 of 68 agreements were found to be bad. Once the president sends the bribe, the lawmakers will not refuse it. If the president does not send the bribe, the lawmakers will be compelled to do what's right. But the president doesn't have any interest in seeing the right thing done. When the president collects his own bribe, he sends the peanuts to the lawmakers. They will do whatever they're told. It is the presidency that is bad, Wakai. Once you fix the presidency, you will fix the country. You have to fix the presidency. You have to fix the presidency. You don't fix the presidency, you are in trouble. You put one other idiot in a mansion who is bad, he will do the same thing. He will send corrupt money. He will send bad deals. The same thing will happen, okay? You cannot expect 100 and how many a day? 103.
3, yeah.
You cannot expect to fix 103 people. At least it's easier to fix it from one man. Do you understand me? It's easier to fix it from one person, but 103 corrupt people. You expect that they all will agree one day to just do the right thing? No, Baga, you are wrong. I'm sorry. That's not going to happen. As long as you have a corrupt president in a mansion, a bad president in a mansion, nothing good will work in the country. The Liberian people, like any people, are followers. They're looking for a leader, a real, true leader. They're looking for a real, true leader. So, I beg you, you got to be serious. Don't tell me it's from the legislature. They will never do the right thing unless the president who is in the mansion stands up to say enough is enough. This country has been abused and taken advantage of for too long, and we're going to be different. That's it. That is it, boy guy.
Okay.
Until then, you're wasting your time. We'll just keep voting, my people. One day, who knows, by the grace of God, we'll get the right leader. But when you look at Liberia, you look at how corrupt the country is, how bad the country is, it's just hard to imagine that we will truly get a good leader one day. It's just too hard to imagine that. They're looking at us. They're about to give our resources away when we are all watching. They don't even care, boy guy.
That's it.
They don't even care. They're about to give our resources for 25 years.
25.
Because they're getting $50,000 for each person. Jesus Christ.
And they don't want to know the life the ordinary Liberian is being fixed way in Nimba, in Basso and Bong. The operation of live train from one place to another, the life, the pollution,
water pollution. They don't care about the environmental pollution that's been caused by ArcelorMittal, the reckless handling of their chemical waste and all that kind of stuff. They don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care about the fact that ArcelorMittal has not brought in the concentrator yet to determine to determine the different grades of ore. Whether this is grade A or grade B or grade C, ArcelorMittal just classifies all the ore as one grade, and they go and they do the separation abroad, because they're not going to go sell the ore the same way, but they're cheating us. They've been doing this for over 15 years now, and they're cheating us, and we don't care that they're cheating us.
We just don't care whether it is good for us or it is bad for us. Once our lawmaker, our president said this is what he wants, we are going by it. And ArcelorMittal, they come up, not only ArcelorMittal, but other companies, once they come up, they say, okay, we want this. And let us reach out to the president, talk to him, give him his own share of what we will be benefiting. If it is 6 million, 5 million, we'll put it in the pocket of the president. That's all. And what they want is gone, because once the president, like you said, once the president sent it to the national legislature, pump more money, give influence them with cash, but they behave like children. That a city president, you there as an opposition figure, you representing the opposition community, that you should checkmate everything that is coming from the ruling party, but you are there aiding and abetting the president and his cabinet to do what is wrong to the Liberian.
I keep telling you, there's no opposition in Liberia. There's no opposition. Why do you think the so-called opposition lawmakers vote the same way the ruling party people vote? Once those guys enter the legislature, there's no opposition based in the guy. I keep telling you this. I don't know why you don't want to accept it. They all vote the same way. Yes. There's no opposition, guy. Whatever the presidency wants to do is what the guys will do. And our CPP people, they're just CPP people in name. They all work for George Weah. They all were down here, except a few of them. When was the last time the president ever sent something that never passed?
Never. Always passing.
Exactly. Everything he sends, he or she, it doesn't matter who is in the mansion. That's why I keep telling you, for the country to be different, for this attitude, for this behavior to change, you need a better president, a good president. A president that will say, I will not send this agreement to the lawmakers. I will not sign this agreement. It's bad for my country. You need that sort of leader. You need that sort of leader. But we don't know when we're going to get that. Some of us think it's going to be Joe Walker. That's why I support him. But then again, I don't know. I really don't know. We only hope.
We are just hoping.
Because people were hoping Ellen was going to be that, right?
Yeah.
People had hoped it would have been Ellen. And look what Ellen turned out to be. One of the worst presidents in the history of the country. Now, I'm not saying Ellen and Joe Biden, they are the same. Clearly not. He has a different track record than Ellen. Ellen has always been a sleazy woman. Joe Biden is a different person. Has a different track record. George Weah, he had no track record. And that's the thing. No experience, nothing. No track record whatsoever. But the point I'm trying to make to you, Boga, is the presidency has always been the problem of our country. That is where the corruption is promoted from. It is sponsored from the presidency. And I always say this, if the president is corrupt, forget it. The government will not go anywhere. Because all the people in the government now will be concerned about getting rich because the president is corrupt. They all want to get rich. That's it. If the president is bad, they all want to get rich. They all want to do bad stuff because they can get away with it. So, fellow Liberians, I'm sorry to break the news to you that the ArcelorMittal 25-year extension will pass. Look at the same thing we did before Ellen left power, a few years before she left. We took our maritime program. We extended it. LISCA has been managing our program for so many years and making so much money. We extended it for how many more years? I think 15 or 20 more years. Why did we do that? The deal still had 10, 15 years left on it. Because the people who were managing the program at the time wanted to make some money quick before they leave power.
Yeah.
That's what they did. They extended the LISCA program for another 25 years, I believe. 25 years. The maritime program. Can you imagine? LISCA makes millions and millions of dollars just serving as our agent of our maritime program, our flag of convenience program. Why should we do that to ourselves? Because the individuals who hold these positions and the president who is up there, he condones it, he takes bribes, and this is why it happens. And that's what I'm telling you, Boga. The problem in our country with corruption, with leadership, comes from the top, the presidency.
The silence of the opposition bloc on this particular ArcelorMittal deal is raising an eyebrow because they can be there not putting the government back to fire, not putting the government, letting the government know that this is not good. There haven't been a press conference hosted by the opposition bloc. There haven't been a press release.
Do not expect one.
But
the opposition is not serious. They have serious troubles in their ranks. They are fussing among themselves. They are fussing for power. They are not concerned about what happens to the country. That is the truth. I'm a member of the opposition. I support Boga for president, but that is the reality. The opposition does not care about what's happening in the country. They don't care, Boga. No, they don't. Who told you they care? Don't sit down there and say the opposition care. They don't really care. All they're waiting for is for election to come so they can take power. That's it. They don't. The same opposition was there when it was us who led the June 7th protest, called for the protest and led it. When the opposition was in coma, we woke them up. They don't care. Brother, you're looking at a very bad deal. The American ambassador spoke about the deal. The American ambassador. He said it's not a good thing that you're giving your assets away. Now, he didn't say the deal is bad. The other aspects of the deal, because they want to increase their production. Fine. From 50 million tons of iron ore a year, a year, to 30 million tons of iron ore a year. Fine. The American ambassador said that's all good and fine, creating more jobs, 3,000 more jobs and stuff like that. He said, but why should you give your your state assets away? The rail, the boat. The American ambassador can speak against the deal, but the opposition is here to speak against the deal. And what?
Yeah.
The American ambassador has spoken, but the opposition is yet to speak. He spoke in October of this year, a few months ago. We're in trouble, Waka.
Serious trouble.
We're in serious trouble. Serious trouble. For small money, Liberia, the people will sell this country, Waka. For small money. Georgia will sell this country. Anything you want, just bring some money.
That's all.
They will sell it to you. Anything you want. Absolutely anything you want, they will sell it to you.
Of course, we expect more of this to happen because as we approach 2023, the guys know that things will not be red for them. Come 2023, there will be more bad deals signed because the president wants to benefit. The president wants to be having cash on him when he's not president anymore. So anything that comes, the president will send it to them.
Let me tell you one thing, Boga. You know the reason why the guys behave the way they behave? Because they know they're going to get away. It is very likely that the next government will not touch these guys. After we win power, it's very likely. Very likely. And I know some people don't want to hear it, but it is very likely. If you are voting for us and you think that you have assurances, I don't know who gave you those assurances, that when we win, we will put the boys in jail, you better leave room for disappointment. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter who you vote for. It is very likely that these guys will never go to jail, that they will go free, because it is the way Liberia has always been. And this is no attack on any politician, but this is me speaking from history. It is very likely that this government will go scot-free. That all the things they are doing, they'll probably keep all the money they are stealing, they will go free.
Because our justice system is poor, Costa.
No, it's not justice system, Baka. Your justice system is not the problem. It is the presidency that is the problem. I keep telling you. Why you don't want to listen?
No, because
the LNCC doesn't work because the president doesn't want it to work. The courts are bad because the president controls the court system. Everything is controlled in the country by the presidency. You keep missing this point. We have an imperial presidency. The president controls the Supreme Court. The president controls the police. The president controls everything in the country, the legislators, everything. If the president wants them to do the right thing, they will do it. But if the president is corrupt, they will have no reason, no motivation to do the right thing.
But Costa, what I'm saying there is that they should be independent. That's our constitution. They shouldn't be like
no,
saying yes to everything.
They cannot be independent because they do not have it in them, the courage to stand up. They do not have it in them. Most Liberians do not have integrity. Most Liberians don't. Most Liberians don't. So you need one person who has enough integrity, enough political will to stand up and be different. That's what you need. And that one person can lead a change for the country. And we hope that that person will be the next president in 2023, 2024. That's what we hope for. But if you are sitting there and you're saying to yourself that these guys will go to jail and that assets will be confiscated, properties they're acquiring, the money they're saving, I don't know where you're getting your assurances from, but I'm sorry, I don't have those assurances. I don't. Because I know Liberia. Even sometimes the president wants to do the right thing, but if the president does not have strong enough political will, the people around the president will say, you know, Pape or Omar, that leader thing, you know, we're not going after the people here. We got to focus on changing the country. We got to do this, we got to do that. And the reason they're telling the president that is because they too want to steal, And because they want to steal, they don't want to encourage the president to prosecute people who stole in the past government. No, because they're afraid that will augur badly for them.
And Costa, you know, the hardship in Liberia will continue once it is like that. Can you imagine Central Morovia or certain part of Pinsville, Gardnersville, and Broadville, you see concrete buildings. We have good schools, but once you cross to the other places, you see mud houses, school building. I'm talking about government schools, mud houses hosting government schools. You see teachers that teachers.
Not even too far, right in Monserrate County. You are
Monserrate County. I'm talking about the real hardship. Real hardship. We are feeding the pinch. I'm talking about people that are in Grand Gita, people that are in Lofa. Go there and see the life of Liberians. You'll feel bad about that. Absolutely bad. The roads are terrible. The roads commuting from one place to another, it takes you days. And now if we have a system that is not right, we have a government that is not doing a better for the country, it's just another wasted 6 years. Absolutely.
Well, let's go to the lines and take some calls. So I hear the Minister of Health has said that if you do not take your COVID-19 vaccine and you work in the government, it could lead to suspension without pay or dismissal. Yeah, that's what the Minister of Health has said. They will either suspend you or they will fire you. Suspension without pay or dismissal if you do not take your COVID-19 vaccine. Let's go to the phone lines and talk to people. Let them tell us how the Christmas is. I'm told they got money in the town. Everything is great. Everything fine. The people enjoying in Liberia. The enjoyment in Liberia has never been this much. So I just want to hear from them. They're not about all their stuff all over the place, and they got all their Christmas things already set. The people enjoying. Let's go to the phone lines.
All right, 0770-102-102, 086-010383, 0555-102-102. For those in the diaspora, you can call us up on the WhatsApp number. That's +231 888 624171 +231 888 624171. Let's take this person. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, stop listening to your receiver. Listen to me through the phone.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, that person isn't ready yet. If you call, listen to me through your phone. Stop listening to your receiver. 0 triple. Okay, now take this person. Good morning.
Good morning, Boga.
Welcome. Your name, where you calling us from? I don't know.
When you call, lower the volume of your receiver. That's what you do. Lower the volume.
Okay, now take
Because
this.
we're hearing you. Or we are hearing ourselves because there's a delay effect. It's the internet. That's what happens.
Okay, now take this person. Good morning.
Morning, Boga.
Yeah, you are in a noisy environment, my brother. Then you call it again. Okay, now take somebody on the WhatsApp number here. Good morning. Your name, are you calling us from?
Aliyu Kamara here. Some people prefer Aliyu V. Samba. How you doing today, sir?
Welcome, my brother.
Great. I just wanted to remind Mr. Costa that we need to stay on track here. We believe in our pops, Jose Yuma Boakai. We know.
What do you call need to stay on track here?
Hello?
Eh?
Yeah, he's asking why you call we need to stay on track.
Well, he's talking about he doesn't believe that there will be a leader. Anybody, he doesn't believe. Technically, he really doesn't have faith in whoever will lead.
I don't have faith in the system. Tell him that, Boga.
He's saying he don't have faith in the system. It's not about JMB, but what he wants if it will happen. We can put our neck on the line for him that if he become president, he will do this, he will do that. We just have to give a try.
Mabakai, listen to me here. Let me say this to Pedro. We will put everything on the line for Joseph Boakai. We have faith in Joseph Boakai. That is the reason.
I didn't tell you I don't have faith in him. That's not what I told you.
Thank you so much.
Boga, let me respond to that caller and everybody who thinks like him about what I said. I know Liberia the way it works. I don't have faith in the political system. I know that. Some of you don't want to hear me say this because you think that it's going to shake the confidence of the supporters of Joe Boakai and supporters of mine who support Joe Boakai. You're wrong. I'm supporting Joe Boakai. But I'm just trying to tell you that knowing the Liberian political system is difficult to imagine, to expect that things will just radically be shifted when Boakai comes to power. I'm not saying it will not happen, but it's difficult to just accept or to be certain that it's going to happen. That's the point I'm trying to make to you. And nobody will tell me what to think or what to feel. I know the truth. I know how Liberia works. I know Joe Boakai is a good man. That's why I'm supporting him. But still, that doesn't mean that I don't find it difficult to wrap my head around it that things are going to radically be shifted when he comes to power. For example, Boakai, let us say you can love somebody, but you can still got to leave room for what?
Disappointment.
Thank you. We do that in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You never go all the way 100%.
Absolutely.
So then you expect me to go in 100% with a politician? No. I have confidence in Joe Boakai. But the system, to expect that the system will make that radical turnaround, to expect, Boakai, let me ask you, do you sit there and you expect that they will grab we are there and put her in jail? Do you imagine that?
No.
Let's go to the phone now. Let me ask you, how many of you expect when Joe Boakai is president that he will put we are in jail? Let me ask them. I want them to wrap their head around it. I'm not saying he does not intend to do it, but I know Liberia. They will start calling you to meetings. They will start telling you, oh, you know, they don't want you, and you know, we got to maintain the peace and stability in the country for the sake of peace. You know, we between that, just forget it 1 year, let it one go. And so I know Liberians. The system is bad. The system is bad.
And if Mr. Boakai become president, he have to prove us wrong now. He say, okay, there's a notion they have.
You don't have to prove me wrong because I believe Mr. Boakai intends to do right. But I'm saying looking at the system, the way the system is so bad. Sometimes it's difficult to imagine that somebody will come along, whoever that person is, to radically change this system. That's all. That's the point I'm making, my brother. It does not mean I've lost faith in Joe Walker. No. And one of the things you all need to understand too, as much as I support Joe Walker, but I am a political commentator. And all my views will not be aligned with Walker's presidential aspiration. You have to understand that. I didn't set out to be a Joe Walker supporter. I'm a talk show host. I'm an activist for a better Liberia. So sometimes my views will not be campaign propaganda or campaign rhetoric, because that's what some of them expect. Yeah. Some of you expect that all we should do on this platform here is to sit and to talk about Walker's bid for president. No, I'm sorry. That's not why we are here. It is secondary to us. The primary objective of this platform here is to preach for a better Liberia. Yeah. That's it. And part of the reason I support Joe Walker is because of that objective. Because I believe Joe Walker would help usher in the beginning of a better Liberia. But still, even as much as I think that, I still sometimes sit down and try to wrap my head around it and say, will he really be able to do this? We're human. We're human. And so sometimes we can ask ourselves that. And so I want you all to understand. When I speak here, I don't speak as Joe Walker's campaign manager. I am not his campaign manager. I am a supporter of his. So don't take my comments and try to weave them into something else. No, I am not the spokesman for Unity Party. I am not. I am not. I speak for a better Liberia, and everybody who believes in a better Liberia, that's what I speak for. I take that duty with greater responsibility and reverence than my support for Joe Walker. My support for Joe Walker is subservient to my mission for a better Liberia. I want you all to know that. So when I speak here, I beg you, don't try to call into question my support for Walker, because I support Walker, and I've demonstrated that enough that I support Joe Walker. There's nobody here, nobody you know who has demonstrated enough that they support Joseph Walker. I turned down my $40,000 deal with Cassell for Joe Walker. I've made sacrifices for my support for Joe Walker. I had a deal with Dr. Cassell, $40,000 a month. A year. I terminated it for Joseph Walker. $40,000 a year for Joe Walker. You understand me? So I just want you to understand that. Let's go back and take some calls then. I've done enough to show my support for him. Let's take some more calls, Walker.
Let's take this caller here. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Walker Kamara, and good morning, Mr. Henry Costa. I just got to make a quick contribution towards this particular discussion as to whether if the elected president will be able to prosecute or corrupt institutions with special emphasis to George Weah. I think in my own personal view, it is very soon and early for us to be discussing this. Because African leaders are not reliable at all, because if they get to know that at the end of the day, what they have been doing, they'll be prosecuted. They'll do everything possible to stick themselves into power. And it is actually good for any politician for now, like Joseph Walker or whoever that will win the presidency of this country come 2023, to begin to talk about how they will prosecute or George Weah or Samuel Tuer, Maggie, or the stuff of them. So I don't think we should actually be discussing these kinds of things for now. That is my take about this whole stuff here.
All right, thank you so much. That's your own view there. We'll take some more calls on 0770-102-102, 086 010383 0555 102 102. The WhatsApp number is plus 231 888 624171. So keep your calls coming in this morning, and you will be live with us here on the Costa Show. So we still anticipate those calls. Those in the diaspora coming up on WhatsApp. That's plus 231 888 624171. Just keep your calls coming in. I will take you and put you through. So, okay, let's take this person here. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, brother. Good morning, brother. This is William.
Yeah, William, go ahead.
You get me, brother? This is William.
Yeah, Williams, go ahead.
Yeah, for what people are saying, in my own view, I do believe that Joseph Baga was perfectly president. We are whosoever that is doing wrong in this country. I believe in Joseph Baga that he can do it. And they say the minute Putin should come on a lateral and say themselves, just wait and see. I believe that this thing can happen. Joseph Baga was perfectly there if he gains in power. And so the issue of the personal people, the person is just looking at, I can say, something fact. Everything is just weekly. People are just walking about, nothing doing. The way things to be people is not really like that. Things are very hard. Up to this time, even in the bank, no money. People customers are going for the money, they receive their money. So don't be the day they see the bank. It's very serious.
Okay. Thank you so much. And somebody sent me this message. They say, good morning, Boakai. I just wanted to know, please ask Costa if the next president can undo the bad deals that the last president did before leaving office. That's the best.
Difficult, Boakai. It's extremely difficult. The way these concessions are crafted is very difficult. There's limited room for renegotiation or for amendments, but it's difficult because if you touch them, you see the way we do these things is that the companies, we give them these concessions, they don't live up to the end of the bargain, but we don't take action against them, such as they were supposed to spend $75 million to do projects for the people in their concession area. They really haven't done that. They are supposed to bring the concentrator, which is to determine the different grade of ore, the different grades, the different value of ore. They have not done that. They're supposed to hire 25% of the top management should be Liberians. They haven't really done that. But then again, we don't care. So the companies get away with it with that. But when these deals are crafted, you can't easily walk out of them, You can't. It's difficult because they have these provisions there that they can prosecute you abroad. They can go and sue you abroad.
Mm-hmm.
They can sue you for breach of contract. So it's a difficult thing, Waka. It's very tough. There's very little room for you to touch it.
Okay. So the phone lines are still open. Hope your question was answered correctly. I hope you.
But you could make some changes. But it takes a lot of political will to do it. When Ellen had just come to power in 2006, one of the first things she did, she still has some political will. So she brought up the Mittal Steel Agreement, and she amended it and took away the rail and the port. And Mittal Steel was angry, but she did it anyway. But of course, the same Ellen Johnson Sirleaf would later do worse agreements than even the Mittal Steel Agreement. So there you have it. It's about political will. And most times, our people don't have it. Our leaders don't have it.
All right, let's take this person on the line. The person has sent a message. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, Worker. This is Sarah calling from Texas.
Yeah, welcome.
I'm listening to the show this morning, and I'm very hurt and disappointed, especially seeing the frustration in Costa's voice, hearing it and seeing it in his eyes. I mean, we all feel disappointed about what's going on in our country and stuff, but I just wanted to ask this question because I don't know if Liberia works like the U.S. does. When a president do a bad deal before leaving office, the next person when they come, they can always undo that deal. So with Liberians saying that they go by America Constitution or whatever they do, they practice with America. I mean, is there anything like that exists in Liberia, or when the person does a deal is a everlasting thing? Is like a Bible or anything?
That's a good question.
All right.
There's little room for them to do some amendments. You may amend the deal, but there's very little room. There are certain aspects of the deal that cannot be amended. I'm sorry. There are certain aspects of the deal that cannot be amended. And the companies reserve the right to do arbitration in a foreign country. Sometimes most of the countries use the UK, London. That's why they sue you. They don't sue you in your courts. So if they think that you're violating the agreement, they can go abroad and sue you in a foreign country, where it's going to cost you a lot of money to get lawyers, and they're going to drag that case on, and it's going to be tough for you. And if you lose the case there, they may seize your assets abroad. That's what they do. Let me give you an example. Emmanuel Shaw, one of the worst crooks and criminals Liberia has ever known. Emmanuel Shaw, who is a senior advisor to George Weah today. Emmanuel Shaw was Minister of Finance under Samuel K. Doe. What Emmanuel Shaw did is that Emmanuel Shaw, when he was about to leave, when Doe wanted him out of the position as Minister of Finance, this is what Mr. Shaw did. Emmanuel Shaw created a company. And that company, he said, he created a company and created a debt and said the government of Liberia was owing him money, millions of dollars. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it for you. He created a company and he said the government of Liberia was owing him money. So Emmanuel Shaw went abroad and he, as Minister of Finance, he signed a deal, poor guy, indebting, claiming that the Liberian government was owing him money. When Shaw went abroad, Shaw signed a deal. Shaw went abroad and sued the Liberian government in New York. Former Justice of the Supreme Court, Philip A.Z. Banks, was Liberia's lawyer. He was hired by Amos Sawyer to represent Liberia. Philip Banks, I believe, at the time I think he was Minister of Justice when Amos Sawyer was interim president. The case was in New York. Listen up. The case, Emmanuel Shaw sued Liberia. I'm trying to get all the facts here to give you. And so the hello, Mel. Hiya. So he sued the country. And what happened is he said he wanted the country's Liberia to pay him the money they were owing him. And at the time, our plane, we had a plane, Waka. This is the case here. I was just looking for it. I wanted to get all the facts. So Emmanuel Shaw sued Liberia, and he said Liberia was owing his company. This is the name of his company. Emmanuel Shaw is a smart guy. He was educated abroad, came back, and Stephen Talbot hired him to work at Maserado Group of Companies. That's where he got his first gig when he returned from his schooling abroad. But that's not what I want to talk about yet. What Emmanuel Shaw did with his company, I'm trying to find the name of his company. Yeah, this is his company. Liberia National Petroleum Company, LNPC. He created a company and then created an agreement between the company and the government of Liberia, obligating the government, said the government was his customer. Yep. And Shaw was able to get the government of Liberia to increase gasoline price and to rescind the subsidy of the price of rice as well. Now, what Mr. Shaw did was when Doe was toppled from power, Shaw ran away from Liberia and he resigned. I mean, he left as finance minister and he obligated the government of Liberia to pay his company millions of dollars. He sued Liberia. He said the government of Liberia was owing him $27 million. Emmanuel Shaw sued Liberia for $27 million US. He said because he imported oil and the government of Liberia needed to pay him. So what happened? He took Liberia to court. I believe, yeah, the case was in London. He took Liberia to court, and Shaw was able to get the British court to believe that indeed Liberia was in his debt, that Liberia owed him money. So what happened was that in his lawsuit, he asked the Liberian government was ordered to pay him $8.4 million. $8.4 million. The Liberian government was asked to pay Emmanuel Shaw. To enforce the judgment, because the court has to enforce their judgment. The court decided as a security. The court decided to seize our aircraft, the presidential aircraft that was grounded in London. The aircraft had taken Samuel and Doe's family to London, Yeah, that's how the Doe children, they went to the UK. So when the aircraft went to take the family there, it was grounded there in the UK.
Wow.
So because the aircraft was grounded in the UK, Emmanuel Shaw decided to sue there because he knew they had an asset there. And so what did the court do? The court ordered that they were going to seize the plane until the Liberian government paid Emmanuel Shaw $8.4 million. Now, Emmanuel Shaw won that case and he felt emboldened by winning that case. He went ahead and he filed another lawsuit in New York City for $20 million. They got a hell of a gal. He won that case in London. He went to the UK and to New York and filed a second case in New York for $20 million. In New York, he filed a second lawsuit against Liberia. In the lawsuit, he sought an injunction on any access Liberia had anywhere in America. Shaw basically said whatever property Liberia has in America, he wanted the property to be placed under injunction. Shaw demanded in that lawsuit $19 million. Of course, as I just said, 20 million. Just about 20. Just about 19 million. About 20 million.
When you run it up.
Yeah. Now that lawsuit turned out he lost that one. The lawsuit in New York, Emmanuel Shaw lost it. Yeah. Emmanuel Shaw sent Philip Banks to represent Liberia, to represent us in New York. In 1991, the U.S. court, during the proceeding, Emmanuel Shaw revealed that it was he who founded the company, LNPC, while he was finance minister, and that he owned 60% stake in the company. Yep. Acting in both capacities, Emmanuel Shaw said he negotiated a contract with the government. How can you be finance minister? You form a company, you negotiate a contract with the government, and you award your company the contract. So he was forced to admit that in court in New York after he revealed that he founded the company as finance minister. He negotiated a contract with the government as finance minister with his company. The court threw Emmanuel Shaw's $20 million lawsuit out. You see Emmanuel Shaw? So I'm saying this to say that if you sign a deal, you're obligated to live up to that deal. The next government is obligated to live up to it. But if the deal outrightly violates the laws of your country, the next government can refuse to honor the agreement based on the fact that it can be established sufficiently that the deal violates or does not meet the existing laws. Because every deal has to be crafted based on the laws of that particular sector or that particular industry. Take, for example, ArcelorMittal is in mining. The mining laws of the country is what the deal was crafted based upon. What they call a Mineral Development Agreement, MDA. It's based on the mining laws. If you're in the oil sector, you sign a deal called it's called a production sharing contract or production sharing agreement. So they are all called different things. If you're in the forestry sector, the timber sector, it's called a forest management agreement, FMC. So they're all different. Every deal is based on the laws that are created within a particular sector. So now, this is a mining agreement, it's a mineral development agreement. So it's based on the mining laws of the country. So if the future government, I'm not a lawyer, but this much I know, if the future government comes to power and they assess and they do a thorough review of the agreement to ensure that, to determine whether it met the basic norms, the basic tenets of the law upon which that deal was supposedly crafted, and it is determined that those laws were not adhered to or fully met, that government may deem that deal unfit to hold or to stand, and they may nullify it. But it takes a lot of political will to do that, something which most Liberian politicians do not have. So
the issue about Emmanuel Shaw, after putting Liberia through all of what you just explained, I just can't get it that he keeps surfacing in governments over and over.
Well, the reason job we are giving Emmanuel Shaw job is Emmanuel Shaw is an expert in doing crooked deals. He had trouble in South Africa. He was deported. Are you aware?
Yeah, you said that once in on the show here.
Emmanuel Shaw used to live in South Africa. He was a consultant at a big oil company there. He had a big consultancy. They deported Emmanuel Shaw from South Africa. He had troubles there. He had to flee the country. I think he either fled or they deported him. Yeah. Yeah. He either ran away or something like that, or they deported him. So Emmanuel Shaw is a big crook. He's a well-known crook. Everybody knows him to be one of the biggest crooks Liberia has ever had. I'm going to find his troubles in South Africa here. Since you brought that up, he ran away. Yep. So he went in South Africa. He was working there as a consultant in South Africa for the South African state oil industry. He tried to deceive the South African High Court by filing a fraudulent doctor's note purportedly signed by Liberia's Minister of Health, Said the Minister of Health said he was sick and he could not go to court or something. He sent his lawyers the note in a bid to postpone the case. You know, a 7 million rand libel lawsuit against the Mail and Guardian. Jesus. So he got a job. You know, he got a job, 3 million South African rand for the state oil company called Central Energy Fund. Shaw had a job there. They were paying him 3 million South African rands. Yep. I'm telling you. So the law firm that was representing him called Better Friedland. The law firm got up and said when they found out by Emmanuel Shaw, they said they could no longer represent him. The law firm said we can no longer represent you. His lawyers gave no reasons why they decided to terminate their service to him, but they simply said we can no longer represent you. And so what happened? He ran away. He was in Liberia.
Yeah, and somebody says his son got killed in the process. I just don't know how.
He ran away. He was in Liberia, and he said he was ill. He couldn't go back to South Africa. Jesus Christ, this guy's a hell of a guy. Emmanuel Shaw. So he got a note from Peter Coleman. Peter Coleman was Minister of Health under Charles Taylor. And the note was written on the letterhead of the Chief Medical Officer of Liberia at the time. Oh, okay. At the time, Peter Coleman was the Chief Medical, yeah. That's the guy who wrote a note for him. Peter Coleman wrote a note for Shaw and said that Emmanuel Shaw was sick because he didn't want Shaw to go to court in South Africa. Wow. Let's take some more calls there.
All right. Let's take somebody on the WhatsApp number. Good morning. Your name is joining us from?
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Costa, and good evening, Mr. Jordan from here.
Good evening from your end.
My name is Abdullah D. Corner. I'm joining you guys from the Republic of Korea.
South Korea, welcome.
Yes, South Korea, yeah. Thank you very much. I'm so grateful that Mr. Henry Costa and other guys are doing tremendously well in the issue of advocacy. So one thing that is suffering our country is the issue of impunity. Impunity is what is actually suffering our country. People do things and it just goes scot-free. And I'm going to say that once impunity continues to prevail, our country will not get out.
Okay. All right. Thank you. With a very bad line there, my brother, let's see if we can take Mr. Thomas Ansumana this morning on the line. Yeah, he may trying to get us through. He may trying to get you this morning. Let's see. Mr. Thomas Ansumana. But the phone lines are still open. Let's take Mr. Ansumana. Good morning. Welcome, sir.
Good morning, Baka. Good morning, Pedro. Good morning, Liberia. I just want to comment a little bit on the ArcelorMittal case. Like somebody asked the question whether Liberian government could reverse the deal on the next government that will come in power. Yes, they can, because ArcelorMittal have already defaulted on their part of contract with the government of Liberia. One, they should have voting mechanism in place that they will separate the grade of iron ore that they are mining and other mineral resources that they will find in the earth while they're doing the mining. They have not done that. The road construction that they're supposed to do, they have not done that. The 25% of Liberians who are supposed to be employed in the managerial level, they have not done that. So they have defaulted a lot in their contract. So the next government that can come in can sue them for those and they can reverse the contract. Let me just comment again on the Liska program in Liberia. I work with the Bureau of Maritime under full commissioners in Liberia. Okay, and when J.P. Keller was commissioner of Maritime, that's the time I got employed in Maritime. And General Yek, who was managing director for RTC Bank at the time, they call Liberia Bank today, Liberia International Bank. He formulated this LISCA scenario. Okay, he was leaving the bank, coming to Bureau. Use the program of Maritime under RTC Bank to put it on a LISCA. So there have been a lot of, deception from maritime leaders from the time I was employed in the bureau that they have not done any good for Liberia. Even students that used to be abroad to get their partner used to be difficult, especially those that went to Ghana to learn. There are more foreigners on the ship registry in the Bureau of Maritime than Liberians. When they came, Andrew Tupac Davis was deputy commissioner at the time. So Liberians leaders are not just sincere to the country. They are not. Thank you for bringing it on. We can go into history and I will explain more, but it's short time. Thank you for bringing me on.
Thank you so much. Another person is here. Good morning. Your name, where you joining us from?
Good morning. This is Jason calling from
Finland. Okay, President Vina, welcome.
Concerning the Ministry agreement, there are a lot of law ministry are broke. The government is very strong. They can get stand and look at the laws that ministry broke and not cancel the entire contract. If you must have an agreement, you're supposed to live up to the terms of the agreement. They are not able to no term of the agreement. So the government can cancel the contract as anything they want to cancel the contract. Number two, poor guy, please tell Henry Costa, man, the issue with Metis and TV. I will continue as stay stuck at the boat. The system is staying now.
But that's a new company that they give the contract to.
We can get no document to get clear out, continue. No bills.
Okay.
They said they're going to hand the bills and give it to oil and we'll get the LRA. Nothing is happening up to now.
All right. Thank you so much, my brother.
Let me tell you what he's talking about. MedTech is the company that they awarded the contract to. The contract that BVAC had for so many years. MedTech doesn't have the capacity. MedTech said their system was hacked. And so the system has been down. And so people are complaining they can't process their containers out of the port. So it's been going on for a while now, Waka. This is not new. Well, we got 5 more minutes to go. Let's take a few more calls. So I'm very sorry. MedTech does not have the capacity. MedTech people were awarded a contract, which is a lucrative contract, for 10 years. I think they had a concession agreement, I think, for 10 years. And MedTech went ahead and subcontracted BVAC to do the job. But then the system got hacked. So now the system has been down. Let's take some more calls.
Let's take Pangomo Kamara this morning. Pangomo, good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Costa. Good morning, Barker Kamara. Good morning to Liberia.
Go ahead.
Okay. Mr. Costa, I will call you this morning, Mr. Costa. You are educated Liberia enough. We will love Liberia. We don't have Liberia heart. Emmanuel Shaw, what are you talking about? Emmanuel Shaw, I can remember him. He the one saw that dopely then. He saw dopely, and he did every greater thing. The time he's talking about, he came to Liberia. I saw him on weekend. When he gained that paper, when he escaped from South Africa, he was in weekend. But nobody got Liberia house. What he wasn't in town. But Emmanuel said that today, he went along with the CDC-led government in holding Liberia hostage, in making Liberia 100 our resources, our tax will pay. Nobody benefits our tax in the Senate in Republic of Liberia today. Liberia got hotter today more than the war on the Bazooka 18 or 40. Many of Liberia sleeping in hunger. but the government is concerned because they deal with all the criminal, like Emmanuel Shaw and getting a Achibabona. I same thing Achibabona Day, he go tell a poor woman left from you and say the president, we are. He said, don't force and take away from him. And that's an evil behavior. The Supreme Court would not have to understand that Liberia is a useless country. The country is level, or the human being in the country, the authoritative, they are completely useless. They will take the country back up because they don't have their wives, their children here. They got nothing yet. We the one who can't able to afford to go to Europe, Asia, to go to criminal act. We the one dying in the blood of slow. Can you imagine? Right now, nobody going to school. No human being in the prayer today that a father and mother live in peaceful life in their heart. Half of the person that become patient, high blood pressure, patient. Half of the blood, including our Gomotama, talking to you. Okay? That is kind of dead we start human being that I was dealing with. And can you imagine if it's the way we get? Mela, Emmanuel Shaw, around your way. Mela, another person right your way. I keep up when I get surrounding him. You find any good thing in the blood? No. But I want to know when I will first Christmas coming. The blood will go down.
All right.
It will go down. No road, no hospital, no school. Everybody is running right here. And to collect our time. Because your way of salary, anybody not pay tax. He will deal with you. You can deal with anybody, he will pay tax. He forgot Jeffrey around the street. He will pay tax.
All right.
He will do anything.
Thank you so much, Pangomo. Let's take Mohamed Kone, Chicharito. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, Boka, and good morning to Leader Emmanuel Costa. My name is Mohamed S. Kone, and I'm calling from Johnsonville. Like the leader clearly stated this morning, Liberian problem are our own lawmaker. And the presidency is a major problem at which we need to look at when we go to vote. Because Liberian people don't vote for people who have vision. They vote for visionless people. They vote for food. They vote for irreversible leader and Joko as their leader to transform their life. That cannot be possible. Because the fool is need to be transformed. Then you go, you make fool as your leader to live for 6 years. See, what do we expect out of here? So all these things are not new to me. Because we expect, hey, see how much you got on the line or we have for this Senate paper, you know, vote, you now know vote, I will vote for you, manage in the higher places. It is more as a people. We need to see that pattern of voting. Because we can bring the leader in about who are those who bring people as leaders to lead us. And the major problem, the people themselves are their own problem. Because when leaders contest, they rejected him. We have some qualified places, qualified leaders that have the technical know-how. They rejected the man. They rejected the people. Look at Joseph Walker, 2017. They don't go and question. The man people were choosing question. After leader make it clear, if you say the Kodogo, he might get healed. He will get healed. When you say Kodogo and you say question, he will get killed. And they said they will take question. And the person gave it up. So the question is a far place to be there.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's take 3 more calls. This person on the WhatsApp number. Good morning. Your name is joining us from? Okay, we just mess up on our caller. Let's take this one. Good morning.
Good morning, Boga. Good morning, Costa.
Welcome. Your name is joining us from?
Yeah, I'm Timothy Smith calling from Bona Beach.
Welcome to me.
I'm listening to everybody on this show, and what Costa saying right now, we gotta be very careful with the voter. I'm listening to my papa there. He's so frustrated. But Papa, we the problem, we the voter, we electric. Right now, we gotta be focused because I've been around the city a few days. The way I'm looking at the situation, I've been asking questions with. Because I support to my back. I still supporting strongly. But we need prosecution in the country. Some people take the country to be their personal farm. They take it to be their own personal farm, so they make use of. But we the voter, we the election, we are the problem. We should put ourselves together. We just see Costa on the show every morning, sleeping night at labor or talking. Then we the voter, we say the same thing. We have to vote to get ready for the country. Our children and our grandchildren, they're the future leader. But what are we doing? Our ancestors are doing the same thing. All the concession agreements, they're happening all in the past, but We need a leader that will prosecute, will put Liberia first. Don't put friendship. No. That's not going on. You see, whenever person come and say, oh, my colleagues there were in Burma, were on the side, so the party should have. Right now, we need to put our country first. Decision was made. We from the generations. There is no hospital. There is no safe drinking water. There is no electricity. There is nothing in the Europe. But also, it's not Liberia. So people say, well, that we say what we're doing, we need a good leader, we prosecute people. Look at right now, what happened to the economy of one economic cycle. Look at President, it's a complete embarrassment. The man is a disgrace to us. So we the voter now we should
we gotta go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Buckeye, we gotta go. Thank you, folks. I see some of you are concerned about numbers and number of people. This has always been the way. At this time of the day, on this platform, on Facebook, the numbers that you can see, this is what you see. Nothing has changed. Because it's very, very early in the morning. Most people abroad in the diaspora or in America, for example, they're asleep. But go look at the stuff when they wake up. Just on Facebook alone, yesterday, the views from the show, 24,000 people watched it on Facebook alone. I'm not talking about YouTube. I'm not talking about SoundCloud. I'm not talking about my TuneIn, my Tuner, the website. Those places you don't get to see how many people are watching or are listening from there. So don't bother yourself. But if you say until you are our supporters, don't be responding to people when they say, oh, he doesn't have a lot of people watching. We're on 6 platforms. Most people in Liberia, they listen to the apps. They don't watch because it burns less data. The apps tune in. That's why you see when my tuner was off, oh my God, we were catching hell. They were complaining, and rightfully so, because that's how most of them listen to the show. Tune in, my tuner, YouTube, SoundCloud, Facebook, and the website. 6 platforms. And at this hour, even for myself to wake up in America is not easy. It's tough. 2 o'clock in the morning, poor guy. But let me tell you what happened to me. Let me tell you what happened to me. So this morning, my alarm went off. And for some strange reason, I felt like, no, I've been doing the show already. Why is the alarm going off? But I was saying to myself, I'm finished doing the show. Why is the alarm going off when I'm done? So I pick up the phone and I look at the time and it says 2 a.m. And I'm like, no, the phone got to be wrong. I'm done with the show. I've already come back to bed. Why is the alarm going off? That is what happens. Yeah. But yeah, so it's a difficult thing to be up at this hour. And go and see the views afterwards, and you will see what we're talking about. 24,000 people on Facebook alone. You're not talking about YouTube, SoundCloud, my tuner, TuneIn. So don't be arguing with people about views here, folks, because our people watch the show later on. Now, somebody asking me, what's your take on the Liberty Party saga? 0. I don't give a damn. Whatever they do to one another, that is their business. I don't care. I don't care what happens in the CPP anymore. I do not care. We're focused on doing the Liberian people work here. We don't care about what you're doing in your political marriage. When we used to talk, you used to say we the one were destroying it. We're gonna keep quiet now. We'll see whether are we the one still destroying it. So I do not care yet. We will not talk CPP issue yet. Thank you so much. God bless you all and have yourselves a beautiful day. Bye-bye.